Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Andito naman tayo sa isang bagong video lesson brought to you by Aral with Misha. Grade 7 Math po tayo ngayon, Rational Numbers. So una, drawing tayo ng isang line graph. Okay, line chart. Pwede dito 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Kung sabihin mo 2.5, saan siya naka-locate? Siyempre dito. So ito yung 2.5. Kung sabihin mong 0.5, nandito yan. Or it could also be, pwede ka maglagay ng fraction 1/2. Kung dito 4.5, kung nandito yan sa banda, that's actually 3.75. Okay? So if you plot, let's say I'll give a number 1.5. So where does this belong in this number line? So nandito siya, 1.5. Hindi mo siya pwede basta-basta ilagay kahit saan. So there's actually an order, okay? And dito pinakamababa, 0. Then if as you go to the right, the value increases, okay? And next, we're going to discuss rational numbers, okay? What is rational number? It is any number that can be written as a fraction of two integers, okay? So fraction siya. May numerator and denominator. Kaya nga ratio eh. Ratio, natandaan nyo yung previous lesson, okay? It could be expressed in a fraction, okay? Where the denominator is not 0. Wag lang 0, okay? So let's say 1/2. Is this a rational number? Yes. 0.5, is it rational? Yes. It could be decimal. So 0.5 is actually equal to 1/2. Let's say 90. This whole number 90, is it irrational? Yes. So pag magtataka kayo, bakit hindi siya Hindi siya fraction of two integers. Actually 90, a whole number, the denominator is 1. Okay? And 1/3, okay, 1/3. What is 1/3? That's actually 0.33. Yan, may bar sa taas. That means like it's repeating to infinite. 0.333333. So pwede yan siyang it's repeating. So if it's repeating, it's a rational number. Okay? So next, an irrational number is a real number that cannot be expressed as P over Q. Their decimal form is non-terminating, ibig sabihin hindi na tumitigil, and non-repeating. Kapag yung infinite, like say 1/3, rational siya kasi repeating, kahit non-terminating yon. Okay? So, example for irrational numbers, square root of 2. Ano ba yung square root of 2? Square root of 2 is actually 1 point, okay? 1.414213562. As you can see, it's non-terminating. Yung mga decimal, tuloy pa yan. Okay? And non-repeating. Okay? So, famous constants. Let's say pi. Ano ba yung pi? Diba? 3.14 circumference divided by the diameter of a circle. So, these are examples of irrational numbers where hindi mo siya ma-express as P over Q. Okay? So, how to move among fraction, decimal, and percent. So, konting review lang to. Okay. 3/4, we're gonna, paano maging 0.75 yan? 3/4. That's actually, you do long division. 3 divided by 4. So, that point yan. So, that's 7. 28, okay. Then, remainder 2. You add 0. That's 5, okay. So 20, so wala nang remainder. So that's 0.75. So if you're gonna, kaya tayo naabot dyan sa 0.75. If you're gonna make it a percent, you just multiply this decimal 2 times 100. It will turn into percentage. So that's actually 75%. Okay? So, percent to fraction and decimal. So, percentage, 25%. Gawin mo natin siyang decimal. So, 25, you move 2 decimal places. That's actually 0.25. Okay? If fraction yan, that's actually equal to 1/4. Okay? Paano naging 1/4? So, 0.25, di ba? 25%. 25%. That's actually 25 all over 100. Okay? Kaya nga, 25 divided by 100, that's 0.25. So, if you simplify this, divide the numerator and denominator by 25. So, you get 25 divided by 1. That's 25 divided by 25, that's 1. And 100 divided by 25, that's 4. So, you get 1/4. Okay? Ang sagot is 0.25 and 1/4. Alright? So, decimal naman tayo. You convert it to fraction and percentage. So, mas madali. Gawin natin percentage muna. Move to decimal places. So, that's 20%. Okay? So, how would you convert it to fraction? 20 divided by 100. And then you simplify. Divide both sides by 20. That's 1. 1/5. Okay? So, ganun lang kadali. So, compare. So, which value is actually a larger value? 1.4 or 4/3. Okay? 1.4, klaro na siya. That's a decimal. Or 4/3. That's actually 4 divided by 3. Or pwede rin siyang equal mixed fraction. 1, okay? 1 and 1/3. Okay? Ilang whole number ang makukuha ng 4. So, 4 divided by 3 mo. Oh. 4 divided by 3, that's actually 1. Then, may remainder kang isa. So, magpo-point ka na dyan. Okay? So, 3, 9, 1 ulit, 3 ulit, 9. So, this is actually infinite. Okay? So, 1.33333 or 1 and 1/3. Okay? 4/3 is actually 1 and 1/3. So, if we're gonna make decimal, in decimal, so 1, okay, ito yung whole number 1, and 1/3, alam natin, ang 1/3 is 1.3333. If we're gonna compare 1.4 and 1 and 1/3, mas malaki itong 1.4. So, 1.4 is actually a larger value, okay? Compare 25% and 1/3, so 25%. We make it like decimal, 0.25. And compare it 1/3. Alam na natin, 1/3 is 0.3333. Mas malaki itong 1/3. So, ang sagot nito is 1/3 is the larger value. Okay, real life choice, which discount is greatest? So, we have a word problem here. A grocery store offers free promotions on a bag of rice, price at 1,200 pesos. So, deal A, 1/4 off the price. So, may 1/4 off the price. Yan yung kanyang deal or promotion. Deal B, 0.3 per discount. Okay, 0.3 discount. And deal C, 20% off. Which deal gives the largest savings? So, dapat kunin natin yung pinakamalaking discount. So, 1/4, i-convert natin to decimal lahat. Okay? Deal A is actually equal to 0.25. So, 1 divided by 4 lang yan. Long division. Okay? Deal B is equals to 0.3. Okay? Deal C, percentage, gawin mong decimal, that's 0.2. So, ang pinakamalaki dito, 0.25, 0.3, 0.2, this is the biggest. So, you're gonna have the best deal when you choose deal B. Okay? Deal B yung sagot. Okay, pizza sharing. Okay? Two friends are dividing a pizza. Anna eats 2/3 of the pizza. Ben eats 0.65 of the pizza. Who ate more pizza, Anna or Ben, or they ate the same amount? So, gawin natin fraction, no? So, alam natin 1/3 is 0.33, 2/3 is actually 0.66. Then, ito for Anna, okay? And for Ben, 0.65. So, syempre, mas malaki ito. So, 2/3 is actually greater than 0.65. So, Anna, who ate more pizza? It's actually Anna. Okay? So, exercises. So, you could guys pause the video and try to answer all these exercises. And then, after you finish, you may play. Let's solve it together. So, okay, completion rates. Okay, rank the following from least to greatest. 60%, 7 out of 10 or 7/10, 0.75, 4 and 4/5. Okay? So, gawin natin decimal lahat para pareho lahat. Ang una is 0.6. That's 60%. 7 out of 10. 7 divided by 10. That's 0.7. Okay? Then 0.75. Then 4 over 5 for fifth, that's actually 0.8. Is it in order? Least to greatest? Actually, in order na lahat. Kung ano yung tanong, yan na rin yung sagot. So, it's actually in order. Okay. Misha is, okay, this should be 3/4, okay? 3 over 4. Alright, 3/4, okay? Misha eats 3/4 of a pizza, while Ben eats 0.7 of a pizza. Who ate more? Kung gusto niyong gawing fraction naman, para ibang style yung pagsosolve, 3/4 yung kay Misha, di ba? Okay, this is for Misha. And then, for Ben, it's actually, gawin natin fraction 7 over 10. That's 0.7 or 70%. So, how do you compare? There's like a technique, crisscross method. 10, ito, multiply mo doon, ito, multiply mo doon. So, 10 times 3 para kay Misha, that's actually 30. You get 30. 10 times multiplied by 3. 4 multiplied by 7, that's 28. If you could see, 30 is greater than 28. So that means 3/4 is actually greater than 7 out of 10. Okay? So this is the answer. So who ate more? Misha. Okay, so this comparison naman tayo. A store offers free deals on a 1,000 peso item. 1/4 off, 0.3 off, 20% off. Which deal gives the largest savings? So, ano yung pinakamalaki dito? 1/4 ba? 0.3 or 20? So, gawin natin decimal. 1/4 is actually 0. 1 divided by 4, that's 0.25. Then 0.3. Yung last 20%, that's 0.2. The biggest is 0.3. So, which deal gives the largest savings? It's the 0.3 off. Okay. Fraction versus decimal. Actually, this is fraction versus fraction. Both of them are fraction. Okay. This should be fraction. Which is greater? So, yung kanina method, 2/3 or 3/5. Okay. Yung method, crisscross, this goes 10. This 3 times 2, 3 times 3, that's 9. So 10 is greater than 9. So 2/3 is actually greater than 3/5. So your answer is 2/3. 2/3 is greater than 3/5. Okay? Or one technique, one other solution for that is to get the decimal. Okay, 2 divided by 3 and 3 divided by 5. Okay, fraction versus decimal, which one is bigger? So, mas maganda, gawin na lang natin decimal, 7 out of 10, 7 divided by 10, that's actually 0.7 versus 0.68. So, this one is bigger, so 7 over 10 is actually larger or greater than 0.68. So, this is your answer. Alright? So, please do subscribe. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up po tayo. And malaking bagay po ito na mag-subscribe po tayo as a support for our channel. And please also do comments and mga suggestions nyo. And see you in the next video. Maraming salamat po and God bless.